Welcome to the future. The year is 5777, the year of redemption, the year of revolution. And how will revolution take place? Through a change of perception. Because we have been lied to in every aspect of life. Beginning with the idea that something could come out of nothing, rather than that nothing came out of something, which is the way the ancients saw creation. And again, we were taught that we have evolved from single-celled organisms into cognizant human beings. And this has taken millions of years, and the universe has taken billions of years, and all of this is a lie. What is the truth? The truth is that, a place of creation was needed to be made, called Mokampane, the empty space. And into it was pierced a line of light. And between these two, which were like male and female, came to be creation. And everything is orchestrated by the Creator. And until creation became defined, it came down into physical and spiritual. And the first human being was very spiritual. He was a fire being and was the Garden of Eden, which is just outside the Kuiper Belt. And as the Zohar 2,000 years ago recounts and describes the outer planets of our solar system and how the human being went from one to one until he came down to this earth, and on the way made many spiritual entities, not angels and not humans. He lived with Lilith for 130 years, and from her came all of these entities. And for many years, there was transmigration between heaven and earth. And one can see this also if you look in the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's the first really book ever written, and it's engraved all through the Mediterranean. And it talks about this, uses the Hebrew months, or they read the Hebrew months. They went much before. The Hebrew calendar is really a calendar of the whole human being, and the years, the months we count are also mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Many interesting things, and because these people were on a much higher spiritual level, and because of this, and because they lived for 1,000 years. So the Creator decided to wipe them all out because they were just out of control, and to take from them one gene, the gene of Noah and his wife and their 3 children, who obviously were black, yellow, and white. And through these 3 people, they conquered they repopulated the world and made these 3 basic different anyway, 3 different types of human beings. And then we all grow from that. And what God wanted, the human then only lived 120 years, and what God asked is live on the earth, have children, live on the earth, do the 7 commandments of Noah, not to worship idols or to use God's name in vain, and not to steal or to kill or and to make laws about the environment, protecting animals, and to make laws about sexuality, protecting, particularly women. And in the end, I make courts of law. And that's it, go live on the earth. But there was this dude, and his name was Nimrod. He came actually out of Africa, came through Egypt, took people with him, and explained to them that there had just been the flood because, it was the heavens were like a little crooked. We have to go up there and fix them. And they actually did this, and they made a way, it says, from the four corners of the earth, and they got their heads 3 miles up into heaven, and from there they just went. They're not quite sure where they were going, but there are pathways through the heavens, as it says in the Talmud, that the people before the flood, that they knew the pathways to through the heavens. Lived 1,000 years, could go everywhere. It's not what God wanted. But this dude, Nimrod, he sold this idea to the people. He lied to them. And he's like the first of the liars. He's pointed out at that in the Torah. He's the first of the liars. And manipulating people, and got them to go up into beyond the earth. And they came to this plane. It's obvious, like, this is the planet Mars they were on. And there they built the Tower of Babel. And there are many, many hints throughout the Torah that the Tower of Babel was built on Mars. And Har Sinai, where later the Jewish people would receive the Torah, is also on Mars. Much of this information has been completely just covered over by stories that make the Torah look stupid. And people stupid. The people were so stupid that according to them, one guy could come along and say, I got a good idea, it's just one God, and everyone will going to fall on the ground, and it's going to be wars forever after because of that. And this is just ridiculous. Avraham came from the Tower of Babel. What happened on the Tower of Babel? They were so acute at what they were doing, they were so good at what they were doing, that they actually almost succeeded. Succeeded in what? Taking the feminine aspect of God in creation, Shekhinah, and taking her for themselves and telling God, go take a hike, man, she's ours now. So what God do? God said, because you were able to do all this because you knew the language, the language of creation, so therefore I'll just break the language, the whole thing will break. And it says the bottom third fell to the earth, and the people in it turned into ape-like creatures. Could be the dudes who made the cave drawings. And the people at the top, they just burned off because what they wanted really was to fight against God. And the people in the middle would have died also, except Avraham was there. And the angel said to God, you can't destroy the whole thing because Avraham's there. And Avraham was, when the angels first complained to God, like, hey, how, what are you going to, you're creating the human being, he's going to piss you off. So God says, he's going to fail. And God says, don't worry, I have Avraham in my pocket. And he'll come, he'll fix everything up. So there's Avraham. God can't destroy it. So what does God do? Leaves them without bodies. But they'll live forever. And it says that this was given to them. They should live forever because they cooperated so well. So they deserve some reward, but it really wasn't a reward because it meant if they don't die, they don't go on, they don't proceed with the rest of humanity where we're going to 1,000 years of woman, and then we'll go to a different planet and all this stuff. And they're going to have to stay. And who are these dudes without bodies? Well, without body, well, you're gray. So these are the Greys, NASA, they're with the Greys, and these guys, are fighting, they're pissed off because they're not going on. And that's a lot of the things that are being, the buttons that are being pushed in the world, is by these dudes. And the main way that we have to be able to fight against it, like a virus, you just have to see them. Once you see them, you can kill them. But they're always like changing their form. But it's all right, you know. We're in the future. They can't stop us. This is gonna happen. And Avraham was from these people, and that's a great thing that Avraham was given a body by God and brought to this world to bring the message that God is everywhere to everybody all the time. You don't need religion, nothing, you know. God is there. Talk to God. God will talk to you. Because this is the future. In the future, all things are being revealed. It's the end of the 6,000 years, the sixth day of creation, when the human being was created, and all the secrets were, were given to the human being, and now they're all coming out, and both in good and bad. All the secrets we're seeing everything. So welcome to the future, because the future is beautiful.